Are you wondering what stone you actually have in your collection? Is it real amazonite? Is it iceazinite? Is it a different stone pretending to be amazonite? My name is Sheila from Satin Crystals, and today we are going to learn real versus fake amazonite. This is the perfect time to subscribe to the Satin Crystals channel and like this video so we know that you're interested in this type of content. Let's discover real amazonite. What is amazonite? Amazonite is the only blue-green version of the feldspar family. The feldspar crystal family includes other popular crystals like moonstone and labradorite. Amazonite is the only blue-green version. And amazonite does come in other shades that we will be discussing, but it is most prized for its blue-green version. Now, to tell real versus fake amazonite, you are going to want to study the real thing. So we do have a video overview on amazonite meanings that you should watch after this if you have not yet. And then there is an in-depth article on amazonite meanings on Satin Crystals, so you can learn and you can study real amazonite and you will quickly be able to tell those fakes in your collection. The best way to know if you have real amazonite is to buy it from a reputable, trusted vendor who knows what they're talking about, who's able to educate you about the stones that they are selling, who do list any kinds of treatments that the stones have, so you can have that confidence in buying from them. Now, if you already have some pieces in your collection and you're unsure if they are real amazonite, I'm going to give you a few tips. You can mix and match these because none of them are conclusive in themselves, but they are hints in guiding you to into the right direction. So besides the tips I give you here, we have additional tips on real versus fake amazonite at Satin Crystals, so you can go there if you want even more tips. Amazonite is a 6 to a 6.5 on the Mohs scale of hardness. The Mohs scale of hardness runs from 1, which is a powdery talc, to 10, which is hard as a diamond. So amazonite at 6 to 6.5 is relatively on the harder side, but it is not as hard as quartz here. So quartz is able to scratch the amazonite, but amazonite will not scratch this quartz no matter how hard I try. So this is a good scale to determine the relative hardness of each stone. Of course, it's better if you do have a piece that you're not concerned about getting scratches in, like raw pieces, because this is a destructive test. Real amazonite will have inclusions, it'll have unique patterns from the earth. It will not be uniform and too perfect looking. So as you can see here, this is real amazonite. It does have those smoky quartz veins, the translucent brown veins. It also has the white that amazonite is known for, and this is the albite within the amazonite. So you don't want a perfectly uniform piece. This could mean that it is a fake amazonite. Real amazonite will come in a certain range of color. So as I said, the blue-green version is the most prized in the gemstone market, but amazonite does come in this other range. This necklace here is actually called flower amazonite because of its multiple colors. So you'll see the lighter greens, the oranges, the blacks. This is also amazonite, but it'll never be a purple or a pink. These could still be in the feldspar crystal family, but they are not known as amazonite. Real amazonite is steadfast in its color, so the color will not leak out when you are placing it in something like acetone. So acetone is used to determine if some stones are dyed. You can soak it in the acetone and see if any of the color leaks out over time. But beware that some of the dyeing processes these days are so advanced that they will not leak color. So you have to be aware of that as well. In that case, what you can do is take a good look at your stones and look in the veins of the stones and see if there's any color pooling, and that could give you an indication of dyed stones as well. Real amazonite may show chatoyancy, so it's that shimmering iridescent sheen that runs over the surface of the stone that is popularly seen in the feldspar family. So if you can see it here on the amazonite egg, there's a little dancing light on the surface of the stone. That is the iridescent sheen or chatoyance of real amazonite. Real amazonite is cool to the touch. Like most natural crystals, when you first hold your amazonite, it'll be nice and cool. It'll slowly warm up in your hand. It's not like a plastic where it has that warm feeling right when you pick it up. So you can test this out, experiment holding different materials, and when you do come to a natural gemstone like amazonite, you can see that it has that cool feel from the beginning. Real amazonite always has a white streak. So regardless of its surface color, when you streak it against a white unglazed tile, the powder will be a white trail. So it won't be a bluish green, it'll be white no matter what amazonite piece you are testing. So this is the crystal streak test, and amazonite will always show a white streak. So iceamazonite or icy amazonite, as you may see some vendors listed at, have nothing to do with amazonite. They are a blue-green dyed quartzite, which is part of the quartz family. So here is an example. It does have that similar color as amazonite, but it's actually a quartz. When you look closely at the beads in the stone, you will see the dyed pools within the veins, and it has more of that glassy translucency that quartz has. It is also a much harder stone, so as I said before, you can use the Mohs scale of hardness to determine if this is really amazonite or if it's a quartz. Also, if you look closely, you will not see that shimmering chatoyancy on the surface of these beads. So ice quartz or ice amazonite or icy amazonite has nothing to do with amazonite. It is just a name that vendors use to make their quartz or dyed quartz more attractive. So blue calcite, sometimes dyed calcites, have been passed off as amazonite as well, because amazonite is more valuable than the calcite. But as I said before, you can use the Mohs scale of hardness easily here because calcite is much softer than real amazonite. So you can scratch it with materials that are harder than a 5 on the Mohs scale of hardness. Calcite will also bubble and fizz in hydrochloric acid or vinegar, and amazonite will not. To tell your amazonite from other blue-green stones, we do have a comparison on different blue-green gemstones that you can find on the article at Satin Crystals. For example, this real turquoise piece here may look similar to this amazonite sphere, especially with the inclusions. So there you can tell the difference between the two stones. As an example, here I have many blue-green bracelets, and only one of these is amazonite. So with some study, with some practice, watching videos, getting familiar, you're going to become an expert on real amazonite versus fake. Thank you for watching today. If you need real amazonite stones and jewelry, we are here at Satin Crystals ready to add to your collection. We also have a Satin Crystals VIP club, which you can join, and we send out crystal information every single week. As always, I thank you for watching our video, liking and subscribing, and spreading your positive energy out into this world.